Hey everyone, Jason here, aspiring entrepreneur and digital marketing consultant. And in this sales funnel build guide, we're going to be going through how you can build a sales funnel in 20 minutes for just $100. So what's nice about what we're going to be going through is if you already have a website, it's actually going to be less than $100. If you have no website whatsoever and you're starting from scratch, it's only going to be $100. And all of the software and tools and methods we'll be talking about in this tutorial will be scalable. So you won't have to switch softwares or completely redo your sales funnel when you start hitting success with your digital marketing and sales. So make sure you check out the links in the description to other sales funnel tutorials, including a playlist comparing some of the software options that you have if you have more than $100 to spend, along with a timestamp table of contents. So before we get into the 5 steps to building your $100 sales funnel in 20 minutes, I want to go through 3 keys to success when it comes to building your sales funnel, and then we'll jump into my screen, we'll go through those copywriting formulas and a step-by-step tutorial on how to set up every single page and your autoresponder sequence. Now, the first key to success with your sales funnel, before you crack open any Word document to write some sales copy, or before you crack open any page builder to build your stuff, you want to be really clear on the problem that you are solving. And key number 2 is who you're solving it for. Key number 3 is how you're going to solve that problem. So to get people to give you their information and to get people to actually pay for whatever product or service you have, you need to be really clear on why they're opting into your email list in terms of your free offer, which we're going to use a cheat sheet because that's the fastest way to get started. And then why should they purchase your product or service? How does your product or service, or how does that offer make their lives better, solve their problems, move them closer to whatever results they want to achieve? As long as you have that at the forefront of your mind, you are going to dramatically increase your chances of success in building your sales funnel. Now, the first step in building your sales funnel is actually writing your sales copy, and then we will go through the only 2 software tools you need for less than $100 to set this whole thing up. But for that, I'm going to dive into my screen, walk you through a little presentation on how to write that sales copy, and then we'll jump into my WordPress site so you can see exactly how to set all of this up. So with that, let's jump in.
Now, when it comes to writing your landing page copy, we really do want to keep it basic, short, and to the point. And we just want to be telling our visitors what's in it for them. So we're answering the question of what's in it for me when our visitors are showing up to our landing pages or squeeze page. So a very simple copywriting formula you can just copy for yourself is at the very top, you say for, and then just enter in an identifier of who your ideal prospect or customer is. So if you're targeting entrepreneurs or moms or dads, or I don't know, like corporate C-suite people, like whoever it is, go ahead and target them here, like fans, hey, soccer fans, hey, football fans, whatever it may be, go ahead and put that here. Up there. And remember, that was in key number 2. We talked about making sure we understand who we're targeting. And then the next line for your headline, it can be how to blank, just fill in the blank with what they're going to be able to do as a result of getting the free guide. So how to run faster, how to be a better husband, how to be a better wife, how to, climb the corporate ladder faster. Just fill in the blank there. And then you can have one of 2 modifiers. You can have in less than 10 minutes, in just one conversation, in less than a year, like how to climb the corporate ladder in less than a year, right? There you go. Short to the point, it tells them. Or you could say how to be a better husband even if you have a really short temper, or how to be a better wife even though your husband just watches TV all day. Something like that. I'm being a little facetious and silly, but you can see how you can just use this very basic language pattern to pretty much instantly communicate who it's for and what they get, and why they should act now in terms of telling them how little time it's going to take, or why they can act even though they believe they can't by using even if. So even if is just handling objections. So with that, it's time to actually build your landing page. You can always get more advanced later with adding bullet points and images, but here we just want to keep it really simple. So for building our landing page, what we're going to use is something called Thrive Themes, and it's Thrive Architect by Thrive Themes. So you don't have to purchase the whole suite of themes. That's like $200 some. I said we were going to do this for $100. So for $67, you can pick up a copy of Thrive Architect, which is their drag and drop page builder. So this is going to allow you to build all of your funnel pages for $67 one time. There's no monthly fee here. Now, if you don't already have a WordPress site, I did some digging, and Bluehost will allow you to host a WordPress site for $33 the first year. You're not going to have to touch any HTML. You can actually just go to bluehost.com. I'm not an affiliate because I don't typically recommend them. Their hosting's not the best, but if you're on a tight budget, $33 for a full year of hosting is pretty hard to beat. So you can just go to bluehost.com, click on WordPress hosting. It's like $275 a month or something crazy. So this is all we're going to have to pay for, right? We're at $100 already, so that's our budget. We are done. So I'm going to assume you've got your hosting, you've got your WordPress. You know, there are plenty of other tutorials on how to get WordPress set up if you don't already have it. Bluehost makes it really, really simple. And then Thrive Architect itself has a couple tutorials that shows you how to install the theme. So I'm going to assume that you have it on your site. You've already got WordPress, and inside of WordPress, all I did was I went to Pages and clicked Add New. So you can go ahead and give your page a title, and then go ahead and click Publish to save it. And then we will click on Edit with Thrive Architect. Once Thrive, the plugin is installed, this will show up on each one of your edit pages. So now what we can do is we can actually build our page. So once you click Edit with Thrive Architect, this is what's going to pop up. It'll look a little different for you, but the page will look funny nonetheless. So we want to come down here to Page Settings, and then we're going to go ahead and choose a landing page template. Now here is a really, really big trap that's really easy to fall into. There are all these beautiful looking templates in here. And whatever page builder you're using, there's always like 21 different things you could be doing. But really, we want to do this in 20 minutes. What's most important is just getting the funnel done, getting some traffic to it, figuring out who your ideal customer is, figuring out how to get them to convert, not figuring out the absolute best design for your landing page. So I'm going to go with this very simple one here, and I recommend you do the same if you pick up Thrive Themes. And I'm just going to click on Elementary one-step lead generation. Of course, on your own time, you can go through each one of these. There's lots and lots of different choices. So it's going to go ahead and load the template for me. And once the template loads, I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And now we are ready to edit the page. So you notice there's not a lot going on here, and that's what you want because you really want to be focusing on your copy. So we can come up here and we can select all of this and how to be best, even if you aren't right now. Like I'm just having some fun with it, but you can see I'm using the same formula. Now I don't want to do sign up below blah 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 blah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click and bring this above the paragraph, and I'm going to use this to be my call out sentence. So for everyone, and then I'll go ahead and make it slanted for everyone, right? So obviously you're going to do a little bit more work. It's not going to be for everyone. And then if you have an image of the free offer that you're making, this is a great place to put it. If you don't have an image, then you can go ahead and just put a picture of yourself and put a little caption with your name and who you are. So we'll go through how to do both of those. So I'll go click here to change the image. It's going to load all my site images here, and I will scroll down to find an image that I think will work. So for example, this is a product image for one of our free offers. I could select that, or I can just scroll down a little further. I have a circle picture of myself, so I'm going to go ahead and insert that, and then we'll come back over here, and I actually want some text. So I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to copy this and drag it underneath and just say who on earth I am. Jason Whaling, not the best yet. Okay, there we go. So just having fun with it. All right, and then we will center the text itself by coming up to the top and clicking Align Center. Forgot where that was for a second. Okay, perfect. So here is, if we can tell it to stop selecting, here is our landing page. It's done. Really, all you could do, like we can come up here and change the logo, but that's not really all that important. Nobody really cares about the logo. So there we go for everyone, how to be the best, even if you aren't right now. Jason Whaling, not the best at everything yet. Bam. So that is all there is to it, to setting up your landing page. Like, this is really as basic as it needs to be. The only other thing we would need to change here is to go ahead and connect it to our email service, which I will come back to do in a second after we've built our confirmation page, because it's going to be easier if we have our confirmation page URL before we set this up. So we'll go ahead and save this for now, and we'll go back over to the presentation, and we'll go on to the next step, which is building your confirmation page. Now, on your confirmation page, you have a couple of options, and it's best to keep this even simpler than what we just did. And you can either record a welcome video if you're comfortable doing a screen capture, or you're trying to build a connection with the people that are opting into your list, then just jumping on a webcam video or a cell phone video for 30 to 90 seconds, just thanking them, hey, thanks for signing up. Look out for an email with that download, and I'll also be sending you some bonus tips over the next coming days. And those bonus tips are going to be your follow-up sequence to sell whatever product or service that you have. Option number 2 is to just use a template to check the email. And unless you already have a video sitting around, which probably don't, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go back over here, and I'm going to shortcut this process a little bit. So what you would do is you'd go back to WordPress, you click on pages, click an add new page again. You'd go ahead and give your confirmation page a name, click edit with Thrive Architect, and then you'll be presented with a page that looks something like this again. So now it's time to select our confirmation page template, and we are going to be just as fast as we were the first time. Now, what's really nice about Thrive Themes is when I click on this collection again, I can see that they have a confirmation template that's in the same style as the first page. It cuts down so much time on design, and all of your funnel pages look congruent. So if you stray from using a super basic one, just make sure that the theme collection that you're choosing has all of the pages that you need to set up. It's going to save you a tremendous amount of time. So I'm going to go ahead and click the elementary confirmation page. It's going to take a second to load, and then of course we'll save it, and we'll just do a few quick modifications, and we will be good to go. So there are only a couple things we need to change on the page. We go ahead and put the email that they can expect it from. So jason@jw.com. That's not the actual email, but you just type in your full email, and then the subject line, everything is awesome now. Lego movie reference for those of you who watched that silly movie too. Okay, we'll come up here, we'll remove the logo. We don't need that. And we're gonna go ahead and change the image again. So we're gonna change the image. This time I'll select the product image just so you can kind of see what it looks like, but it's really not a big deal. If you don't have a product image, then just use a picture of yourself. Bam, there we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and click save. And that's all we need. That's all there is to it. Of course, I highly recommend using the preview modes here to make sure that it's going to show up on the different pages, or different pages. Your pages are going to show up on the different screen sizes. So this is actually those preview things are very, very accurate. And of course, you can always just click preview and load a full page as well. So now that we have that, we're actually ready for the next step, which is our autoresponder. So for our autoresponder, we're going to be using MailChimp. And inside of MailChimp, all you need to do is to create an account that is free. We'll create a new list that's also free, and create a confirmation message and follow-up sequence, which, you guessed it, is also free. So that's why I'm recommending MailChimp, because it keeps our price at $100. Like I said, we don't have to pay for any other software moving forward. So I'm going to head over to MailChimp, and I'm going to show you a couple of things on setting up things inside of your account. You definitely don't need to spend a lot of time setting things up, making sure everything is ready to go. So one of the first things that you're going to need once you set up your account, you'll just enter your name and email, they'll send you a confirmation message, and then you're good to go. The first thing you want to do is you want to integrate MailChimp with Thrive Architect. So you come in here, when you come in here, you're going to want to come up to your profile. And when you come to your profile, you're going to come to this down arrow and click API keys. Now, I'm not going to go to it because I'd have to blur out the entire page. But on that page, it's going to give you the ability to create an API key. And when you create an API key, you're going to be able to copy that and go back over to your landing page and now connect a service to it. So we're going to go ahead and click Connect Service. Now you can see MailChimp is already set up. but we can go ahead and click add new API connection, and it will reload to this, and we'll click add new connection. We choose our app, which would be MailChimp. Of course, it's not showing up because I already have it, but it'll go through a quick little process. You'll go ahead and paste that API key in there and click confirm, and then MailChimp will be showing up just like it's showing up here. So once you have it, you're going to want to go back to MailChimp and make the list and the follow-up sequence. So I know we're going back and forth, but you can always come back to this video, timestamp table of contents. So the first thing we need to do is to create a list. So inside of your MailChimp account, you'd come up here to lists, and then when the page loads, it will have a little message in the middle saying create new list, because this is the first list you've made. So once you click create new list and you ignore the thing about them asking you if you want to create a group, you can go ahead and give the list a name. It's very important that you name it something that you don't mind your subscribers seeing, because MailChimp does not have the ability to create private list names, and your default email address, and then you'd go ahead and complete the rest of the forms and go ahead and click save. So once you have your list, you're ready to create your first follow-up sequence. So you're actually going to go ahead and click on campaigns. And when you click on campaigns, you're going to click create new campaign. It's right up here. And then you can go ahead and click create an email and automated welcome new subscribers. Go ahead and call this like an onboarding sequence or warm-up sequence or something, and then go ahead and select the list you want and click begin. And when you click begin, you'll be taken to a page that looks something like this. And so what you want it to do is for the first email, click edit trigger. I did have to pause this campaign really quick. And then for the delay, click immediately triggers when subscribers are imported. So that means whenever someone is added to the list, they're going to get this email immediately. And inside of this email, all you need to say is, hey, thanks so much for signing up. Here's a link to your free stuff, right? And then that's it. And then after that, you can add as many emails as you want to follow up with them, give them some additional tips, link to some other blog posts or videos that you have, and of course, tell them why your product or service is so amazing and how it's going to benefit them and deliver results for them. So I'm going to go ahead and click resume because I want people to keep getting this, but you can really add as many emails as you want to this sequence and then just have the emails delayed a day after the other one. So that's all there is to it, to setting up your MailChimp stuff. I know that seems a little oversimplified, but you can always come back to this video. It is really that basic. So we have our MailChimp integration here. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And then it will ask me what mailing list I want, what grouping, if I single opt-in or double opt-in. Typically, you just do a single opt-in, and a double opt-in isn't really necessary for the most part. Double opt-in just means that they have to click a confirmation message before they start getting emails from you. So we go ahead and choose the list, single opt-in, and then click continue. And click required for the name if you want their name. Most of the time you don't really need the name, so you can just leave that unrequired. Go ahead and click next, and now we want to create a redirect custom URL, and this is where you're going to paste in the URL of the confirmation page that you built. So the confirmation page, this confirmation page that you built, you'd go ahead and copy the URL and paste it in here and click save. So now it's going to be collecting email addresses for us. It's going to be sending them to the correct place, and the basic setup of your sales funnel is complete. Now, of course, you're probably wondering, how do you get paid? And that's an excellent question. So there are two free resources for collecting payments from people. The first one is PayPal, and you can simply use a PayPal link or create a product inside of your PayPal account and put that link inside of your emails. This is going to cut down on the number of pages that you have to build. Or you can use wave accounting if you're working one-on-one with clients and you need to make kind of a custom offer for each one. Wave accounting is a great free processing tool that we still use internally. It definitely has a very high transaction fee because that's how they make money, but it is free and it is very simple and it's very secure. It doesn't freak people out. So the final step in your funnel is if you're delivering some sort of course or digital product, you can again use Thrive themes. There are plenty of templates inside of Thrive Architect for making these types of pages, and you can host your content on Vimeo, a free plan, or YouTube as unlisted videos. And if you have any additional PDFs or downloads or templates or audio files, you can create a Google Drive folder and just set the settings so that people who have a link can view it, and then they can view those and download those for whatever. So the final step in this process, I hope you're still with me, is to test. It's very important that you actually test your funnel. So what you're going to want to do is to open up incognito mode or Firefox private browsing mode and go through the entire funnel. So what you'd want to do is go to this actual landing page, enter a name and email that you have, see if you hit the confirmation page. Go into your MailChimp account and make sure that you've been added to the correct list. Check your email inbox to make sure that you actually receive the confirmation email. I can't tell you how many times we have seen clients and students who have skipped this process. They're running hundreds of dollars of traffic and they're wondering why they're not getting any sales. And it turns out like the MailChimp connection's broken, or the autoresponder sequence wasn't turned on, or the triggers were set incorrectly. It's just something really basic that you can do to make sure that your funnel is working correctly and you're not wasting any time, resources, or of course energy driving traffic to something that's not working.
And that's it. That's all there is to it, to setting up your sales funnel in 20 minutes for less than $100. There are affiliate links in the description to check out Thrive Themes along with Thrive Architect. Again, you only have to purchase Thrive Architect. It's $67 for your site and you're good to go with everything you need to set up your pages. Of course, MailChimp is free, and if you don't already have hosting, Bluehost is one of the cheapest options out there, although it's not something I recommend long-term, but it is great if you are on a really tight budget. So I'm curious what you thought of this process, and if you have any questions about setting up your own sales funnel, go ahead and drop them in the comment section below. I read and reply to every single one. And if you got some value out of this video, go ahead and hit that like button and then subscribe, because over on the channel, I'm documenting the entire process of what it takes to build an online business from scratch. And of course, getting started building your first sales funnel is just one of the first steps to being successful and bringing your business vision to life. So go ahead and comment below if you have any questions, hit that like button, subscribe, and as always, keep building the business you love. Take care.